everyone and welcome. Today we'll be talking about how to use collection models in Python 3. Collection models, they're sort of like containers. They're used to manipulate data structures efficiently. So you can see I've written out counter, name tuple, default date, order date, deck. These are the things we're going to be working with today. I'm going to start with counter. So I imported counter by importing it from collections. You have to start from collection. You have to import from collections. So you do from collections import counter, and you can, if you notice properly, that the counter starts with a capital letter C. Please take note of it. Do not start with a small letter C. So let me say I have a variable C, and I assign a string of letters. So I want the counter to print out. So I want the counter to print out how many letters I have there. Not how many letters exactly, like I want it to print out for each letter how many are they in this string. So let's do my counter equals to counter C. So let's print it. So I'm going to print C. Sorry, I'm going to print my counter. What's this? So you can see H is 5, D is 5, J is 4, K is, and so on and so forth. Another thing you can do with counter is if you want to get the items, so you can do print my counter dot items. Now let's see. So you can see it printed it as a dictionary item. See, H5 and so on and so forth. So another thing you can do with counter is if you want to know, if you just wanted to print for you just the keys, you don't want any other, you just want to print out the keys. This is how you do it. Do print my counter dot keys. Where's that? Sorry. Oh, but okay. Okay, yeah, so print. So you can see it printed out only the keys. It didn't print out H5, J4. It just printed H, J. Those are the keys. Another thing you can do, I want to print out most common values. Let me say I want to print out the two top values. So I'm going to do my counter dot most common, and I'm going to have 2 inside this bracket because I want 2 top values. So you can see H5, D5. So now we are done with counters. Let's move on to the next one. That's name tuple. Let me delete this. Delete. Let's import named tuple So name tuple is same as the regular tuple, not quite same, but there's a little difference. The difference between the name tuple and the regular tuple is that the name tuple is more readable and it's a lightweight object. So let's start. We're going to have points because we deal with dimensions here. Named tuple. You can have a bracket and you call the variable again point, sorry, point, and this is the dimension. I want to call it dimension, so let's say x space y, oh sorry, z. Okay, so we're going to assign this to a new p, because that's the only way we can print this. So then a new p equals to point. So now let's give our dimensions, let's give our fields value. So let's say x is going to be 3, y 2, and z 1. So let's go 3, 2, 1. Now we can print. So print new p, and you can see 3 is assigned to x, 2 to y, 1 to z. Another thing you can do with name tuple is that if you want to access an element by its field, so we're going to do print new p dot x, new p dot y, new p dot z. So let's see. So you can see 3, 2, 1, because 3 is x, 2 is y, and 1 is z. Now if I want to access them through their index, because x is 0, index 0, y is index 1, z is index 2. So let me say I want to access index 2. This is how I'll do it. I'll do print new p 2. Sorry, it's cut up here, sorry. So now you can see 1, because index 2, that is z, is 1. It has the value 1 assigned to it. Another thing you can do, if you want to print it as a dictionary, it's going to print it in an ordered dictionary format. So let's do print new p dot underscore as text. So sorry, so you can see it's in ordered format, because this is how we put it in. We put x first, put y first, put z. If I should interchange it, you're going to see, let me say I have z here and I have y here. So let's run this again. So you can see now y, wait, sorry, I didn't run this. So you can see now z came before y. Yeah, so that's why you notice that it came out in the form of ordered. It is written here, ordered dictionary. Another thing you can do is, let me say I want to replace x. I don't like that x has the value of 3. I want my x to have the value of 10. How I'll do it is print new p dot underscore replace x equals to 10. So you can see now my x has 10, z 2, and y 1. So now we're going to be talking about default state. Default state, it just allows us to specify some logic. Let me say you create an empty dictionary and you want to slice at index 3. and you don't have index trees, you know, it's an empty dictionary, so the dictionary is not going to recognize what exactly you're trying to, so it's going to do a key error. So basically what default dict does is it assigns a value to whatever slice, so to whatever index you're trying to call. So let me say you're calling index 3, you have an empty dictionary, but so far you've assigned a value to that empty dictionary, it's going to return that character that you assign to it. Let me say you assign boolean, you assign integer, string, whatever you assign to it, it's just going to return that for you. So let's work. So let's say I have a dictionary cargo. Let's have a dictionary cargo, and it's empty. So let me print. So I want cargo at index 3. See, you can see key error, but I do not want this to print for me key error, so this is what I will do. I want it to print a boolean form for me. So let's do this. So I'll have cargo default dict and bool. So now let's try that index 3 again. Let's see. So now you can see false. It's returning the value false because I've already assigned. I want a bool. I don't want you to print for me key error. I want you to print a boolean form for me, and that's what it did. That's basically what you do with default dict. So let's move over to other dict. So now other dict, what basically the other dict does is that when you put a list or you put any iterable object, it's going to give it to you, it's going to print it out in the format which you put it. So let me say you put X first, you put Y first, you put Y second, put Z third. It's going to give it to you in X, Y, Z. It's not going to do X, Z, Y because probably in the alphabet Z comes for Y or X comes for Z and all of that. It's just going to give it to you the way you put it. So let's start working with it. So let me say I create a dictionary called cargo, and I just put an empty parenthesis because Python 3 understands that this empty parenthesis is trying to say other dict, you're trying to call other dict. So I'll just put that. I don't need to start writing other dict, I'll just put that. And let me say cargo A, sorry, let's say A is fish, let's say C is cow, let's say B is dog. So let's print cargo. Let's see how it's going to print for us. So you have A is fish, C is cow, and B is dog. If you see, if you notice, it didn't print B before C. It actually printed C before B because I actually made my C come before B. So that's what other dict does for you. Sorry. So let's move over to the last one we have. That's deck. Let me call my deck. Deck is a double-ended queue you can insert and you can remove from both ends. So let me say I have a variable d deck prq, let's say prq. Okay, so let me print d. So you can see prq, it has printed prq. So now I want to add a from on the right hand side. So this is what I'll do. I'm going to d dot append a. So let's print d. Sorry, not a, d. Yeah, yes, sorry, I didn't put my string. Okay. A. So yeah, prqa. If I want to add from the left, let me say I want to add g on the left hand side, I will do d dot append left. Oh, put m. G. Why do I keep forgetting that I'm supposed to put? Oh man. Okay, so print d. Yep, so you can see g on left and you can see my a. So now I want to pop a. I'll do d. So what pop does actually is that it returns the value. I don't need to put a because pop just understands that I want to remove the last thing on my right, or the first thing basically on my right. So it will just pop out a for me. So d.pop. Let me print it. Print it. So you can see it popped out a. It returned this one for me. It said, okay, you don't need a. So it popped it out for me. Then another thing you can do is, if I want to list the contents, I'm going to do list d. So you can see it listed it out for me. And another thing that I can do with my deck is, okay, if I want to get the value that is the leftmost part, I'm going to do d 0 because that's the first index. So let me print it. So so if I want to, let me say I want to search for T and I don't know, let me say I have a very long list of strings and I want to search for T. I don't know, I'm not so sure if T is a part of this or not. So the best way to do this is I just do T. There's a T in D, print D. Sorry, I'm printing D. So it's now saying T not. Okay, so let's say that you want to extend this list now. You want to have like 5 more alphabets. You want to add 5 more alphabets to it. So this is what you do. You do D at once. You want to do it at once. So do it, the D dot extend. So now we're going to put the alphabet we want. So I want to put G D T H Y. So now let's print D. So you can see it added G D T H Y. So now we've come to the end of our tutorial. Please, if you really enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.